the I Like Wrestling podcast.
You see what I did there?
Are you gonna start?
Oh, yeah.
Are you real right now?
The greatest general manager. Jesus. I'll allow it.
That's peon moves.
Yep, I like wrestling.
Greetings, reports unknown. My name is Sunny Sofrito, and today I am joined by
The greatest general manager in Yapalak wrestling history.
and I'm also joined today by
Nez, a.k.a. The Chosen One.
Oh, Sonny.
it's more like the intern. What the hell is the chosen one, man? I mean,
goodness.
yo, slow your roll, son.
Intern / Chosen One. But we're moving past it.
More like the chosen intern. How's
The
about
chosen
that one?
intern, that's cool.
Yeah.
What is he doing? He has a microphone on his head. What is he doing?
I mean, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, we had some people who had quote unquote better things to do.
Oh, Jesus.
At Yankee Stadium or some stadium or some shit. I don't know.
Fucking soccer.
Yeah.
Poor man's basketball. Pronounce your name for me one more time. I heard Patricia. Is that what your name is, sir?
No, man, it is Nez, Nez.
Ah,
The
yes.
intern / Chosen One. The chosen intern, if you want
The
to call
chosen intern. Thank you, Guadalupe. Sonny, it is good to be back. One question. Where is Tara? Where is she?
Freaking at a soccer game. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
You know how her and Paige, they like to go off and do these little excursions
Oh,
to.
I hate when people pretend
You
they
know,
have lives.
They do excursions to fantastic places for them, like Queens.
Poconos.
Yeah, exactly.
Goodness.
Jersey.
Oh, nothing on purpose happens in Jersey.
Very true.
Okay,
Especially
so-
in Newark.
Don't do this. We're not doing this. I'm not doing this with
Most
you.
definitely.
Shout out to Newark, where nothing grows. It's just dead
Wow.
earth, Sonny. It's dead earth.
That's where The Walking Dead is actually from.
It is filmed in Newark. Actually, Newark Penn Station. That's where the entire series is filmed.
And
of
also,
Walking Dead.
the music video for Bad.
Oh,
Ooh.
goodness. Shout out to Michael Jackson.
We're not doing that shit right now.
Well, we can't shout out the greatest entertainer. Like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
that should be allowed.
We may end up on a documentary, man. Let's chill.
Oh, shout out to Neverland Ranch. I never had so much fun. Listen, sir.
Yo, you know what's so crazy?
Yes.
Every time I go into my the features for my TV,
Yes.
that shit is the first thing that pops up.
Neverland.
I swear to God. I'm like, yo, why? Alice was like, why is this still coming up? It's freaking me out. I don't even want to turn the TV on anymore.
Is there something you'd like to tell us at this moment, sir?
That my TV is acting up.
Oh, yeah. Unlikely story.
Yeah.
Intern, be careful where you sit, sir, because I don't like where that was going. Thank you. Guadalupe, pay attention. Okay. Second thing. Cody Rhodes. Who's Cody Rhodes fighting? There's a pay-per-view coming up. There's a viewing party, something like that.
You know what? Great segue with the whole Michael Jackson thing. So, Goldust, who is now officially gone from WWE, a.k.a. Dustin Rhodes, will be Cody's opponent at Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing. First, I thought they were talking about Samoa Joe. What do you think about this? Brothers fighting each other. What do you think? Is this the best AEW could do? Is AEW really a thing?
I think we're going to see a good match between the two of them. I think they were never able to do the type of match they really wanted to do in WWE. Speaking as an only child, I don't know what it is to fight your brother.
Yes.
But, hey, it might be interesting.
I don't know. What do you think, sir?
I think this was the best that AEW can do at the time because I feel like they do not have any type of talent here.
I feel like everyone is in AEW. Every time I open the Yep page, someone else is going to AEW.
Well, speaking of other people possibly showing up at AEW, there's a kind of rumor going around that, let's start with what actually happened. CM Punk showed up at a independent wrestling show.
Was that really CM Punk?
Yeah, no, it was. He went into a ring with a mask, and he gave someone the GTA. I mean, the GTS. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of Grand Theft Auto. So,
Shout out to PlayStation.
exactly. And he gave somebody to go to sleep, and he left the ring, and a lot of people that were there didn't realize it was him. But there was an interview with X-Pac recently, right? and he was commenting on the whole thing with CM Punk doing this whole run-in, and he said, as much as anyone says they're done with whatever form of entertainment they're involved in, it doesn't matter. They're gonna come back. Look at the Eagles.
Shout out to Hotel California.
Exactly. Their album was called Hell Freezes Over because they all said we're never getting back together until Hell Freezes Over. There's a lot of other stories about similar artists, performers, and what have you from different forms of entertainment where they said, "Oh, this is it. I'm never coming back." And what happens?
They're back.
Exactly.
Were you a CM Punk fan? Were you alive when CM Punk wrestled?
Yeah, you're kind of young, bro.
I don't even remember CM Punk until
Goodness. Well, CM Punk was a wrestler who had a falling out with Vince McMahon, and then he married a 13-year-old boy and retired. And I haven't seen
Those
him
are
since.
the thoughts and opinions
Sonny!
of Teddy,
You cannot rewrite history.
and they do not represent the thoughts and
Shout out
opinions.
to AJ Lee. They live in New Jersey.
who's definitely 13.
Thank you. I don't know why he's not being disclaimed, but Sonny likes to keep his head in the sand. And in a bottle of Hennessy. So, I don't know exactly.
I'll allow it.
I don't know what this means. I think if CM Punk was going to come back to a wrestling show, wouldn't AEW have been a better thing? Because the crowd would have popped like crazy. Why do a little gymnasium spots under a mask?
Maybe it was to kind of just get that little internet buzz going. Because, I mean, if he's going to go anywhere, I can see him definitely showing up on AEW.
I mean, that would have been the greater payoff.
And
Because they still chant this man's name, and he hasn't been at WWE in years.
Yeah.
So why go to the gymnasium where you could have done this at AEW, rip that mask off, and every nerd for the first 8 rows would have splashed all over each other? Shout out to Endgame, because I'm tired of you fucking nerds talking about it. Go see the goddamn movie and shut up of acid already.
which, by the time you hear this podcast, I would have already seen.
Oh, God, sliding all over the movie theater. It's
But
gross.
but there is one person here that actually has seen it already. And
Guadalupe, you've seen this movie already?
Of course I have, but we can keep that on the low because I'm not supposed to talk about that.
yeah, but you know what? Don't worry about it. By the time this comes out,
By the time, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Notice that.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
If anything, just do a snap.
Speaking of AEW, did you guys hear about the Taker and Angle getting pulled from StarrCast?
Well, they're both old. I'm not the least bit surprised.
From what I was reading before was, Undertaker and Kurt Angle were actually both going to be a StarrCast, which is kind of like the precursor to Double or Nothing, which is what they did last year with All In. And yeah, Teddy's favorite.
Love that.
Jesus
Shout
Christ.
out to Ricochet.
Sorry, Ricochet. But yeah, so Conrad Thompson had announced that they were pulled. It turns out it's because WWE said it's not a good look for them to be doing StarrCast. They should only really be appearing at a WWE event, and it wasn't a thing where they have heat with AEW for doing it or StarrCast or with Conrad Thompson. It's just that those are WWE mainstays, but they do hope to provide some sort of either compensation or
Hip replacement.
fucking shit, or some type of way to kind of make it up to Conrad Thompson and the people at StarrCast. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see who they're going to send over there.
I have a question, young man. Guadalupe, here's the thing. You're very young. Do you care about The Undertaker and Kurt Angle? I just want, from a young person's point of view, are these men past their prime? Like, do you feel slighted that they won't be there? Be honest.
Past their prime, I thought they were dead, to be honest.
This is my thing, Sonny. It's like, times change in wrestling. People are not as popular as they once were. Children are stopping their like of John Cena. So, and John Cena's still fairly young compared to Kurt Angle and The Undertaker. So it's like, oh my God, Kurt Angle and Undertaker will pull from StarrCast. I really feel like there are crickets in the background. Like, so? Like, that's what I feel. Like, so when I ask a young person, like, do you feel slighted by it? Like, you and I maybe feel slighted by this.
Well, you gotta understand.
He doesn't care.
You gotta understand. Okay, Kurt Angle maybe not that big of a deal, but Undertaker is a big deal because it's not like he does a shitload of stuff. Like, he's not at every single signing and this and that. So he is an attraction, especially for that older fan, which is what StarrCast and more so AEW is trying to appeal to. So Undertaker was that's a big deal.
I don't know, Sonny.
But I think the biggest telling thing in all of this is the fact that
Nikki Bella's fat. No. Is that not it?
no,
That's not what you were
the
saying?
telling sign on this is that there's a working relationship going on between all these parties involved. Because they're like, listen, you can't use Undertaker. And I get it. Like, if I had a DJ, well, actually, in the past, I've had DJs where, they were DJs who were like my residents. And I wouldn't let my resident DJ go DJ at another party on the same night. I would like, no, yo. And I've actually, because that DJ was tied into my event. So even if I had a guest DJ, so let's say, for instance, we had Camelo. He was coming in to do
DJ Carmelo.
if he was going to come in and do a set. We would still have our resident DJ.
Says that set. So professional.
We would still have our resident DJ come through.
But
We
he's
still
a special attraction.
But he's a special attraction, exactly. But at the end of the day, our resident DJ is the DJ that you primarily come to our events to see. Undertaker is a resident of WWE, no matter what, even if he's not performing on a regular basis.
I think he's more of a relic. Like, you go to see him to see if
A resident relic. How's
like
that?
the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Like, you go to see, how is it still standing? But no one goes to Rome for the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You go and see the Leaning Tower while you are in Rome. It's sort of like, yes, he once was, but honestly, kids are really, he's fading from people's memory. Like, that dong does not mean what it used to mean.
Especially when
My
Michelle McCool.
God, please don't say those words ever
I
again.
miss my own dick joke. Damn it! I'm getting old. I'm getting soft in my old age.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Undertaker is still one of the biggest, to me. But I don't know. Kids these days, I don't know. By the way, can I tell a stupid story? My best friend Kerry, growing up, thought he was a DJ, and he gave himself a DJ name, and he would always walk around with these big headphones, but he never played a fucking note of music. It was the funniest thing growing up. He's like, yo, I'm going to be a DJ. And we tried to support him. He's like, yo, I'm DJ Bananas. So he was walking around introducing himself to girls. Yo, what's up? My name DJ Bananas. But this nigga never played a note of music. And I remember telling my friend, have you ever heard any of his music? And Rudy was like, no. And then we were like, he's not a fucking DJ, is he? So then we all made up DJ names to sort of like make fun of him, because if he doesn't have to do music, why do we have to do music?
Oh, God.
So I was DJ Relentlessly Cunty. That was the name that came up to me. So DJ Bananas, DJ Relentlessly Cunty, and Rudy, I think, was DJ I Don't Give a Fuck, because Rudy was just like, he was Mexican. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if any of my friends are listening to this, that actually happened. That was a true story about being a DJ for one summer.
Yeah, relentlessly country. Yeah, sounds
Good
about right.
stuff.
Yeah, sounds
Good
about right.
stuff. I would love to spin any day
Oh, God. We
on
don't-
Ricochet's face. Now, Sonny,
Speaking of Ricochet,
yes!
I do want to say something.
Please do.
The word was that him and Aleister Black were going to be pushed so strong that they were not going to lose any matches.
Well, that changed on Raw, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Fucking Robert Roode. Looking like Rick Rude. Now, for you, Guadalupe, Rick Rude was a wrestler back in the 80s with that same fucking mustache. Learn your craft, sir. Learn your craft. Yes, Bobby Roode no longer wants to be called Bobby. Now,
Yeah.
he is Robert Roode, and he has a legitimate porn mustache. And
Yes,
for
he
those of you
does.
who don't watch porn, you're fucking lying. So, yes. We all watch porn. We just with the sound turned way down. That's it, Sonny. Or do you listen to it up? Are you an up sound or a down sound?
So Monday Night Wrestling
Don't do this. I
program.
asked him a question. Don't. So,
Answer, please.
Guadalupe, are you an up sound or a down sound?
We choose not to do
Medium?
that.
What's
I'll put it in a medium.
Medium?
Medium.
No fucking consideration for your neighbors. I swear to God. I hate those people. Turn that shit down. I don't want to hear anything going on next door.
So
I'm
the
a
Monday
sound
Night
all
Wrestling
the way
program.
down. Yes, let's
Shout
do
out to
Raw.
Pornhub.
Let's do Raw.
No. Let's talk about the Monday Night Wrestling program,
Okay.
where we had a whole bunch of people come out saying that they want to be the next Universal Champion.
There were so many people in the ring And I'm just talking about Samoa Joe. But no one else could get in the ring, Sonny. Did you see everyone had trouble getting through the rope? Because it was like, Samoa Joe, move. Like, he was just taking up all of the ring.
But Samoa Joe wasn't there first. He was like one of the last people to come in.
Sonny, he's always there because he's fat. He's everywhere. He's everywhere,
The
Sonny.
thoughts and opinions of Teddy
No!
are his, and they do not represent the thoughts or opinions of Yep, I Like Wrestling.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't see Rey Mysterio anywhere because Samoa Joe was.
Thank you.
Oh, shit. You too?
Thank you.
Listen, Guadalupe, chill with that shit, all right?
You know, whenever someone gets into a ring and has to say, excuse me, you're fat. Why is AJ Styles saying, yo, excuse me, my man? It was like, yo, move, Samoa Joe, move. Anyway, I'm not one to fat shame. I don't do that on
Too
this
late.
podcast.
Too fucking late. What the hell, man?
That's not what we do on this podcast, Sonny. However, yeah, there were many people in the ring. Everyone wants to be under Seth Rollins. I don't know. I lost interest very quickly in this. It was it was too much people in the ring.
Too much people?
It was too
Okay.
much people.
All right. Well, I'm not mad at the talent that's on Monday Night Raw.
It's okay. Are you a Seth Rollins fan?
No, I'm not a fan of Baby Jesus anymore.
Oh, baby Jesus.
I've heard Baby Jesus. I've heard CrossFit Jesus.
Yeah.
We used to call him Greasy Queen on this podcast. He has so many but he will always be Tyler Black. And for those of you who don't know that reference, go look it up on YouTube.
Oh, God.
Tells you a lot, Sonny.
Yeah.
Tells you a lot.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
on porn, not on porn.
Yes.
Oh, man. I don't even want to know no more.
Softcore porn.
All right.
Speaking of softcore porn, Naomi took on one half of the Iconics.
Yeah. And I'll allow it.
See how quickly the tune changes once I talk about vagina.
Yeah.
So, Sonny, okay, you put the belts on the Iconics. They become the tag team champions, only to then lose every single match since they won. Please explain.
Because they're heels.
No.
No,
Veto,
don't think
I say.
so.
Guadalupe, please explain.
I think they're just trying to prove that they are not iconic, so they're just putting them against, the only black girl who is not assisted by Ember Moon at the time.
Oh, Ember Moon.
Okay. I see what you did there.
I mean, they're supposed to be tag champs, but they have consistently lost. Every single match they've lost. It
But-
just cheapens the belt. Not that the belts weren't cheap to begin with.
But that's what you do with a heel. Heels that have belts lose all the time, except when it matters. I mean, think about the best heels. They're the ones that you get just that close to beating, and then they fucking get away.
But the Iconics aren't getting away. They're legitimately putting people over.
But they just got the belts, though.
It's terrible.
It's you know what?
They shouldn't be getting pinned cleaned. That's what I'm trying
it's
to
a
say.
clean pin.
It's clean.
I guess this is why Sasha's still fucking pissed off.
On both shows. Like, they're
Yeah.
getting pinned on Raw. They're pinned on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They're pinned on NXT. They're pinned everywhere. They're pinned in the parking lot, Sonny. They're getting pinned everywhere. I don't quite know why we're doing this.
I'll allow it.
But there was a funny part. That's fucking gross. Shout out to Me Too. Any ladies, you don't have to take that out there. It was funny when one of the Iconics was talking to Naomi and she said, "Listen, Toots, let me tell you, I haven't heard that shit in like 20 years. I haven't heard Toots in forever."
Wow.
So that was funny. But I don't understand why these women are losing. But in any event, Sonny, Sami Zayn addressed the WWE Universe.
Yes, he did.
The whitest boy with no rhythm came dancing down the aisle.
Which is funny because he's actually Syrian.
Oh, God, really, Sonny?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you know?
Yeah.
That's the fact you know, really?
Yeah.
That's the only thing you know about, Sami
Sami
Zayn.
Zayn.
And he has shitty music.
And he dances so wholeheartedly to it. Are you a Sami Zayn fan, my friend?
Definitely not.
Oh.
Sammy to me is just a whole complete joke.
Why are
Since
you
NXT,
here? Why are you
Sonny,
here?
Guadalupe speaks the truth. Let him have his truth.
Oh, now he speaks the truth?
He speaks the truth.
Okay. All right.
He doesn't pour water very well because I'm thirsty as hell over here,
Yeah,
but he
his
speaks
water
the truth.
sucks.
I know your water skills need work.
Yeah, for real.
Needs work.
Come
So
on,
here's-
come on, Boucher.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what happened, but at some point Monday night, Sami Zayn got a little sexy to me. Don't know what happened, but it happened, Sonny. So I'm kind of having a thing for Sami Zayn right now. Can't explain it.
Okay.
Can't explain
cool.
it. I don't know.
Moving on.
Can't explain it. but it happened.
There was also something we breezed by, which was Baron Corbin beating The Miz and Drew McIntyre to advance to the Raw main event.
No one cares. No one
No, yeah, I
cares.
mean that's why, it didn't really matter.
No one cares.
Baron forcing it.
Yeah. Once he won, I knew he was going to lose at the end, but we'll get to that. So then we also have Cesaro take on Cedric Alexander, and every time I see Cedric Alexander's name, I see Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh, shout out to a king of comedy.
Yeah.
So I think we've glanced over the biggest thing. Cesaro's on Raw minus Sheamus.
Yes, he is.
Finally.
No. Finally, yes.
Cesaro has come back to himself on Monday Night Raw.
The Swiss Superman. We'll
He
see,
had a
we'll see how
very
long this lasts.
successful singles career before tagging with Sheamus, and they were very successful as a tag team. But
Yeah.
now here comes Cesaro back, and I'm not hating it.
He was a
always
Heyman guy at one time.
What's that?
Remember that? He was also a Heyman guy.
Yeah, that's true.
He
You're
was
right.
a Heyman guy.
This is his time. Maybe, just maybe.
Really? This is his time?
This is his time.
Time is now?
Yeah, time is now.
Okay.
Fuck Brock Lesnar. Anyway.
Oh, shout out to Sable. No, I like having Cesaro around, minus Sheamus. I was never a fan of Sheamus. Always been a fan of Cesaro, except when he swings Ricochet. I don't like that.
I thought the Bar was actually a really good tag team. I mean,
They were great together.
Cesaro has actually had some of the best moments of his career as being a part of a tag team. So we'll see how he does on as a single again. But
I think he'll do great. He did great before.
he great. I don't know about
think he was
great.
great.
I think he was all right.
He was great.
But moving on, let's talk about the
Go ahead, say it.
name change.
Say it.
The Viking Experience,
No
a.k.a. the Viking Raiders.
What the holy fuck?
You know what? I totally feel the same way. What the holy
Terrible.
fuck?
Very terrible. I think Vince is he's listening, but at the same time, he's trying to put his own input to it. You don't want the Viking experience? Okay, we'll give you War Raiders, but scratch the war. We're going to put Viking.
What the fuck is wrong with war?
Don't know. Not at all.
What the fuck is a Viking Raider is my question.
Yeah.
What are we raiding?
It's
Vikings?
it's two football teams meshed into one.
It's crazy.
The Vikings and the Raiders.
The Raiders, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the War Raiders, I thought were just fine. The Viking experience, it was new, but okay. But Viking Raiders, it's so technically you raid Vikings, you should not look like one. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't.
And you know what? I just thought about. Remember when last time we were talking about how the person that does the graphic on the screen, they were typing in the Viking,
Yes.
and then EXP, and then backspace, backspace,
Yes.
backspace, RAI,
What the fuck
DERS.
is going on?
These poor graphic people in the truck, they don't know what to type anymore. Next they're
what
going to
the-
type iconic and just say, fuck it. Fuck it. You deal with it. Yeah. Do you guys think it's going to be a weekly gimmick with their name changes?
You know what?
Yes.
I hope so, because I think right now at this point, it's the way to go. Because it's like, come on, man, you fucked up. The Viking experience was the worst fucking thing they ever did. Now to change it the very next week to Viking Raiders, I swear to God, if they're not like, the Clan or some shit next week,
Well, it has to be the same wording
It's
to
gonna-
make it,
It's going to be called
Clan
the
Raiders.
War Experience.
the war experience. There you go.
Oh
or,
man,
Or the VW. They just gotta
what the fuck? They have Volkswagen now.
they just gotta keep this shit going.
They're gonna have the fucking Volkswagen logo on their
God,
face
it's
face
terrible.
paint instead.
It's just so bad that they had such a great run on NXT to be called up to then be ridiculed. Shout out to EC3. He knows your pain.
Yeah. I mean, they still went over, but it's just the name thing is just really, it's fucking clunky.
Yes.
Isn't Michael Cole keep saying, now that's the Viking experience, or that's something like that?
Oh,
I heard
God.
him keep saying it. I'm just like, shut up. Like,
It's just
it's
experience.
weird.
Like,
It's
yeah.
just, no.
Everyone's confused.
Yeah.
Everyone's confused.
Yeah.
The graphic people are confused. The commentators are confused. The War Raiders themselves are confused. They don't know who they are anymore.
They come out, they're like, whoa. Shouldn't be Viking. What the fuck?
I want you all to watch Raw and rewind it, because when they came out, they immediately started doing lucha. Like, no, bitch, that's the other team. They're confused. They don't know what to do anymore.
Yo,
I feel bad for them.
I feel like they're gonna be the Lucha experience.
Yes, they don't know what to do. It's like when you move a dog's bowl and he can't find it. Like, oh, it's right over there. Go look. That's how the War Raiders are. Poor things.
Oh man.
Sonny, I got a question. What the hell is Bray Wyatt doing?
One of the things that I think I'm going to enjoy most about the upcoming WWE TV, because I am all in.
Oh, I see what
Oh,
you did there
jeez.
with the tie into Double or Nothing's viewing party here.
By the way, yes, which is going on May 25th
Yes.
at Jack Dempsey's.
Yes.
And if you want to join us for Double or Nothing or for Money in the Bank, make sure you go to our Eventbrite page. That is yepilw.eventbrite.com.
Shout out to Eventbrite.
Exactly. So, but yeah, Bray Wyatt, the new the new Pee Wee Herman. I mean, dude, it's like Pee Wee Herman after he got busted in the movie theater.
It was very, like, I was watching it and I said, who is this Blue's Clues motherfucker on my
I was
screen?
about to say. As a youngin', I thought it was a new episode of Blue Clues. I got excited.
Very Blue's Clues, very Pee Wee Herman, very Mr. Rogers with his red sweater on.
And those of you who don't know what I was referencing when I said after Pee Wee Herman got busted in the movie theater, Pee Wee Herman, while he was doing his Pee Wee's Playhouse, while on vacation or while off from filming, ended up going to a pornographic theater and getting busted for
Let's just say having a good time.
yeah.
With his dick in his hand. See, Sonny, you didn't have to let me say that, but you let me say it, and now it's out there forever.
Well, because it's actually true. It's actually true, and it's funny because the hairdo, he had facial hair, long hair.
Yes.
Basically, if you see Pee Wee Herman in Buffy the Vampire Slayer the movie, that's exactly how he looked in his mugshot.
Yes. Paul Rubin.
Yeah, I think that's the reason he got hired for that shit.
So
But
we we had these cryptic commercials that weren't exactly cryptic because we all kind of guessed Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And then we legitimately had Bray Wyatt in a nice, red cardigan sweater come out doing this Pee Wee Herman Blues Clues Mr. Rogers gimmick.
The Firefly.
The Firefly House.
Yes.
Now here's the thing.
I was gonna say Firefly Experience.
I was
You
going
know
to
what?
say that too.
Things change from week to week.
The Firefly Playhouse, is it?
Yes, the Firefly Playhouse.
Yeah.
So, first off, Bray Wyatt looks amazing. He's dropped a few pounds. He's added a few bits of muscle. He's
Incredible.
cut his hair. He's shaved down. He's a daddy. I'm not going to lie. April was sliding, and I was sliding with her. Yes, Bray Wyatt looks good. Shout out to JoJo. Sometimes you just need a good girl to clean you up a little bit. Sometimes you do.
She's also like 15, but okay, go ahead.
Well, let me...
Whoa.
Well, hey, Dominicans mature faster, so it's okay.
It's the lack of birth certificate.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Santiago.
Santo Domingo.
So, Bray Wyatt looks great. I don't know where this gimmick is taking us, but let me tell you, if he is the new Mr. Rogers, I definitely have a neighborhood I'd like him to move into.
God.
That's called my ass, Sonny. Now you see,
Yo,
I didn't
come
have to
on,
say it,
man. I
and
don't want to hear that shit,
Sonny,
man.
I'm praising Bray Wyatt, so I'm going to give him a chance, because I want to see where this goes.
Jesus Christ.
And I hope it goes in my ass.
Yo,
my
come
problem
on,
with this is
man.
that-
Back to back is not fair.
Look, the thoughts and opinions of Teddy
Oh, Sonny.
are his, and they do not represent the thoughts or opinions of Yep, I Like
I'm
Wrestling.
praising the entire Rotunda family.
Yeah, listen. So, you have any thoughts, Mildred, or whatever the fuck your name is?
Have some respect. His name is Guadalupe. So.
Oh,
Come on, at least let me have that. Anyways,
all right, Guadalupe, my bad.
Bray
this could
Wyatt.
be something. I think this could be something unless they're gonna do this whole weekly thing where he's just gonna have new episodes or whatever and never come, and they're gonna switch his sister Abigail to something stupid, like a stunner. Shout out to Kevin Owens.
Oh, the fattest stunner.
No, it wasn't. There wasn't that much of a problem with it. It was Rusev fucking it up. But anyway, that's another story. We talked about it on the last episode. I think this is going to be an amazing gimmick.
I'm giving him a chance. I will say that I'm not going to denounce it because there's something to it. He looks amazing, so I'm going to let him try this out. But really, we have to be careful because it can slip into comedy very easily. And once you go to comedy, you hardly ever recover from it.
Bo Dallas.
So,
Yeah, but I think with him,
do you remember Chavo Guerrero was Kerr and White?
yeah, but he dropped that gimmick because of it was right
Eddie passing.
when Eddie passed.
But it was becoming caricature.
Yeah.
So Bray Wyatt needs to be careful how the WWE handles this.
True, but I think the gimmick is already over because it actually reached number 8 on YouTube's trending video list.
Well, that was mainly me. I kept watching it over and over again, Sonny.
God,
What I do is my business. Don't ask questions, Sonny.
Jesus.
So, Becky Lynch took on...
No.
What's that?
What's her name?
Excuse me. The man, Becky Lynch.
No.
Becky,
No.
two belts,
There
if
you go.
will,
There you go.
Yes.
took on Tina Turner. Now, that was interesting, Sonny, because,
Oh, wow.
you know, I didn't know Tina wrestled for WWE, but there she was on my screen. So, I wasn't hating it.
Yeah, you know what? Sounds about right.
Interesting match. But,
It's in here, Tina. It's in here.
What's love got to do with it? Alicia Fox's hair was interesting.
Anime?
Shout out to Anna Mae Bullock.
Yeah, but then right after the match, she got fucking clocked in the mouth by Lacey Evans.
What do you
Lacey
think of
Evans is
Lacey
something.
Evans?
I don't understand how they're gonna call Becky two belts in the man when she gets snuffed by Lacey Evans every week.
Repeatedly.
The
Repeatedly,
man
it's
got
not
snuffed
like-
by the lady.
Yeah. And, you know, Lacey Evans plays that up. You know,
Yeah.
a lady's going to teach a man some manners. I was like, oh, that wasn't a bad line. But she
Yeah.
is wicked with that right hand. Like, it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, man.
For any of you who were raised by a Puerto Rican or black mother, you know that
know
right
how
hand
that
is
hurts.
deadly out of nowhere.
Squared you right in the
Yeah.
jaw.
Right
to
in
wrap.
the jaw.
You know what's worse? When it's a backhand.
Oh, God. And it's always on point. Like, my mother has never taken a swing and missed.
Shout out to my mom and the 5th grade report card I got.
Oh, shout out to my mother.
Shout
all
out to
through
every
high
report
school.
card I got.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
Are you an abused child?
I think we all are. All three of us sitting here.
Oh, yeah. I still have PTSD from the from
know?
elementary school.
But yeah, Lacey Evans' right hand is crazy. There was a point during the match where Corey Graves said, "Wow, Alicia Fox looks like $1 million." And I was like, "Well, $29.95. Like I wouldn't say million. $29.95 plus tax. Like the most. I don't think $1 million is stretching it.
Yeah. I mean, she still looks crazy as bad shit, but
I thought she was gone, to be quite honest. When they said, Becky takes on Alicia, I was like, oh, she's back from rehab? Okay.
yeah, I was surprised myself because after that whole shit that happened with Arn Anderson and everything else,
Shout out to the enforcer.
who ain't enforcing shit
He
right
ain't
now.
enforcing nothing but his couch, but thank you, Alicia Fox.
So someone else that should be enforcing their couch right now, Mr. Robert Roode.
Are you a fan of mustaches? Because I know I'm not.
Nah, I mean, so this is something that they needed to do to him, which was make him a heel again. But to give him the porn stash and to make him look like everyone's stepfather,
Oh, God.
That one stepfather. Here.
that one stepfather that's like, listen, I'm trying to be your buddy. I'm not trying to be your father.
And
Now
it's
go
worse-
clean your fucking room.
It's worse, Sonny, when they crawl in your bed and say that. Sonny, what is
Whoa!
the... Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Is that not... No.
No,
We're not talking about that?
no,
We don't do
no,
that?
no.
Okay. I thought
You-
this was informational. Sorry.
No.
Robert Roode.
That's personal.
Okay, fine. It was just me and millions of other people. Whatever. So, Robert Roode, what are your thoughts?
I think Bobby's leaving.
You think he's gone?
Yes. Because this whole
And the name is Robert?
Robert, I apologize. Robert Roode is leaving. I don't think he enjoys what they're doing with him. He may seem like he is, but if you're gonna do a heel, bring him back to TNA because he knows how to do it.
Oh.
Even if they're alive, I don't know if is that still a thing?
TNA,
Impact
yes.
or something like that.
It
And-
comes
yeah.
on National Geographics. It does.
I thought it was Discovery Channel.
You
but
know what?
still.
Honestly, it's some channel that's similar to National
734. Yes. Right after All in the Family and before Small Wonder. Do you remember
Definitely.
Small Wonder, Sonny?
Wow.
Good show.
That was a throwback.
Good show.
Small Wonder. That was the one with the little girl was a robot,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
TNA comes on after Small Wonder.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds about right.
Robert Roode, Bobby. I
That
thought
dude.
his run with Chad Gable wasn't the worst.
I thought it was just getting started.
Yes. But he made a reference to, I was able to shed 150 pounds of dead weight. Shout out to Chad Gable. And now, he still has his robe, but now he has the mustache that creeps out Renee Young, who literally said, I'm creeped out right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can understand where he would think this is not what I expected. Because in TNA, he was the big fish for many years.
Definitely, yeah.
But the big
Not so
fish
much
in
here.
a small pond.
True.
You know.
But it's hard to go from up here to join the WWE where you just sort of flounder in mid-card.
Shout
and
out to
then
EC3.
Oh, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. Man has a body to die
You know what? Guadalupe said something funny.
for. Oh, goodness. I don't know. If he left, I would not blame him one bit. My only concern with that match is this. Ricochet losing. It immediately stops momentum.
It's almost like they sacrificed the young talent to trying to get the older talent over.
But there are other people they could have done that with without sacrificing Ricochet's momentum.
Not if the intent was to make sure that it was impactful. It's an impact, but I think it was too. If Ricochet was there by himself doing having singles matches and went on a little bit of a run, winning matches, and then you put Robert Roode over him, then it makes sense. But to do it in like what I think is his first singles match on the main roster, I think it was something too early.
Are you a fan of Ricochet?
Not as much as you. I was thinking you would be the one to defeat Ricochet, to be honest with you.
Love it. The
Yeah, he still wants to pin Ricochet, right?
pin is all I'm waiting for.
More than a 3 count, but go ahead.
Oh, it's going to be a 300 count. Yes.
Jesus Christ. Can we just move on to the next match?
If we have to.
And that was when AJ Styles defeated Baron Corbin to earn a Universal Championship opportunity at Money in the Bank, which we will be showing at Jack Dempsey's.
Oh, Jack Dempsey.
Yeah, on May 19th.
Best mozzarella sticks ever.
And they have some great chicken tenders
Ooh.
and chicken pot pie.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff.
Shall we move on to SmackDown?
Sure, why not?
Because Shane McMahon started it. That's why not. I'm over him.
So can I just say, every time I see Shane come out, I look at his sneakers.
You're a sneakerhead.
Yes, I am. And in this particular episode of SmackDown, I was extremely jealous.
Yes.
Because it brought back a painful memory of when I tried to get those very same sneakers he had on, which were the top 3 Air Jordan 1s, which was a limited edition. And this was after I had surgery on my foot. And I was like, crutches and all, I said, fuck this. I really want these sneakers. And stood online on 34th Street waiting to try and get these sneakers. And by the time I got inside, they were like, all we have is kid sizes.
Wow.
And which, at that point, I said, you know what? I've been standing
Fuck it.
online for an hour and a half. I'm not leaving here without some fucking sneakers. Allison, what size are you? I'm a 6.5. Let me get a 6.5 for my lady. And that was it. So I do have a pair of top 3s. They just don't fit me because they're not for me. Yeah, this is not mine. But so when I saw him wearing those sneakers, I was a little upset.
Shane McMahon is definitely a sneakerhead. I am often quite jealous of him. Now, why on earth would I ever believe that Roman Reigns would have trouble defeating him? Why? Why? Why?
Yes. I mean,
Why? The big dog should have no problems conquering Shane O'Mac. Why would I even watch this match? Why? It's like when Ronda Rousey fought Nikki Bella. Why should I sit there and watch that?
I don't know, man. Maybe because since he's so big right now, maybe he has a chance. But
If he's the big dog, he should have no problem squelching Shane McMahon.
Well,
and
that's-
then you bring the biggest jobber from Raw as your henchman. This should literally be easy as cake for Roman Reigns.
I think Elias being on SmackDown is the opportunity to reboot him and for him not to be a jobber, for him to be more of a dastardly villain. I think that's the mindset of them saying, "Oh, he's one of our prize acquisitions from Raw."
Prize acquisition.
I mean,
Foot.
I think that's the they're trying to position him in a different way.
I love being positioned in a different
Oh
way.
God,
No,
please
God,
stop!
Yes. All right.
Roman Reigns. You
Before we
have
go
something
on.
against Roman Reigns, don't you?
Straight up, just fuck Roman Reigns.
Oh,
Now,
I'd love to.
okay.
Oh,
But
I'm gonna-
seriously,
Yeah,
Guadalupe.
be mindful of the words you
Okay.
say, Guadalupe,
Yes.
please.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. Shane McMahon is the best in the world.
Wow.
Apparently.
Oh,
So that's why the big dog,
Allegedly.
shout out to CM Punk. He's the truth. He will be back. But anyways,
He ain't gonna be back in WWE. I can tell you
No.
that shit right now.
back at AJ Lee. Please continue your thoughts, sir.
They have to make Shane McMahon the best in the world, so why not take out the big dog who defeated Taker that Shane McMahon couldn't do, mind you. WrestleMania 32, the worst WrestleMania, by the way.
I see the first 30, which is
And Roman main evented that. And Roman main evented WrestleMania 32, mind you.
No.
Also a terrible match.
Stop it.
Jesus Christ. You know what? You're pissing off Teddy. Keep on.
Oh, really?
And Elias as his backup is just like, we're going to gang up on you. I'm going to be the best in the world as well. The best guitarist in the world, apparently.
But this should not be difficult for Roman Reigns. Like, where's the disbelief here? Every match should have a little bit of, okay, maybe they'll win. This should not be a match. Roman should beat the fuck out of the both of them simultaneously. It's like, no, it should not be difficult. Shane McMahon is not really a wrestler, and Elias is supposed to be portrayed as a bad wrestler. So Roman should go through them like a laxative. But no.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
But he was actually losing. I said, what is this happening here?
Well, it wasn't a match, though. It was just a beatdown. They
It
caught
was
him
a
off guard.
mugging.
Yeah, exactly.
But when the last time you saw a midget mug a grown man? Like, it should not have been that.
You know what? In my neighborhood, you'd be surprised, bro.
Oh, God, your neighborhood's gross.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gross. Fine.
In the Bronx, that happens a lot. Just
What?
Hey,
Shout
you know
out to
what?
Dara.
You'd be
She lives in the
surprised.
Bronx.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. So, yeah, I mean, but listen, you know what? It's resulted in us having Elias versus Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank, which will probably be one of the shortest matches on the card.
It
So,
better be.
you know, we'll have a little bit more time for a longer match with Finn Balor and Andrade. Hopefully, they'll do another rematch over at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Hell yeah. Can it be a chocolate pudding match?
Will you stop it with your shit?
Come on, man. I love Finn Balor taking on Andrade. I love it. The only bad part is Zelina Vega. If we could get her a second shift at Jimmy Jazz where she couldn't be at ringside, I'm good.
Jimmy Jazz isn't open that long.
God damn.
They have
Don't she
limited
gotta do
hours.
inventory?
But yeah, but those overnights when it comes to stocks.
she's a minor. You can't.
Damn, that's
Oh
true.
shit! Is she? Oh shit!
She got her working papers. Damn.
Oh yeah, they can't work. Yeah. So, but
I love Andrade and Finn together. It is so good to look at. However, was it me or was Andrade on Raw last time I saw him?
yeah. So you know, there was a lot of retconning this week, where it was like, yes, we're gonna have Andrade on Raw, and then it was all of a sudden like, yeah, we moved him back to SmackDown. You know, there was also the Viking experience, so the Viking Raiders. There was also Aleister Black, who was on Raw. Now he's on SmackDown. You know, there was a lot of bullshit that got cleaned
must have
up.
listened to the podcast.
Cesaro.
Cesaro.
Now he's on Raw. I mean, listen, there was a lot of like, you know, I don't think this is gonna work.
The superstar stumble continues.
Yeah. And speaking of, you know, Andrade, you know Charlotte has something to do with Andrade coming back to SmackDown.
Shout out to Charlotte's pimp hand, because that
Yes.
shit is strong. She was like, Raw what? Raw who? Nah, son. Bring my hoe here. And Vince was like, yo, sorry, Charlotte, I got you. Andrade was like, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Andrade is the bitch in that relationship. Charlotte was like,
Definitely.
where you going? Nah, I ain't give you permission. Matter of fact, give me your phone. Let me see your phone. Let me smell your dick. Charlotte did all
God,
the
that's
she did all the crazy shit. Where you going? With who? With Alexa Bliss? Nah, give me your phone. Yo, block that bitch now. She did all the Tara moves. Block that shit on Instagram. Matter of fact, put her on speaker. She did all the crazy girl moves. Andrade is pussy whipped. Back to SmackDown he went. Charlotte is such Ric Flair's daughter. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And he calls her Mi Reina.
She's the queen.
Yes.
She's like, you ain't going no fucking where. Get over here. And back to SmackDown he went. But he looks happy. In all his Instagram pictures, he looks happy.
And so does Zelina. She gets to keep her shifts over as Jimmy Jazz. She didn't have to change her shifts.
She's saving money for her prom dress, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm really not.
Oh, shit.
Now, here's the thing. Going back to the no momentum thing. So last week, Zelina Vega did this Hurricane Rana, which
Yes.
reminded me of S.A. Rios and Lita.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, okay, if she continues to do that, maybe I could stand to look at her. This week, she goes up there and she misses and fucks something up. So again, Vince does not continue momentum.
No,
Zelina
but that was,
needs
no,
to keep
no,
doing
no,
those.
No, but that was good though. That was good because the thing is that Andrade still looks strong. It was a mistaken distraction by Zelina mistiming what she was going to do. So it's not like Finn beat him clean.
No, I get that. But the momentum was Zelina being more than a mouthpiece.
Oh yeah, but she was still more than a mouthpiece. She just fucked up this week. It's
It
all
was
right.
too early for the fuck up. They should have given
Yeah.
her a few weeks where she
But
did that,
you-
and then maybe at the pay-per-view she messes up.
But then but the thing is, you still had to give Finn a win over Andrade. You can't give Andrade another win 2 weeks in a row over Finn.
There could have been other ways to do it. I'm
Oh,
just
there
saying,
definitely other
the
ways.
momentum should have been behind Zelina Vega, and
Okay.
they kind of squelched it.
Okay.
So that's like my thing. Like, build it up and then give it to her.
But
Like,
let's
it's
see what
too
happens
early.
next week. Because if next week she causes another win for Andrade, then it's just to show how valuable she really is.
Well,
When she's doing the stuff right,
I guess we shall see.
But then we had the
The
Pirate Princess come out.
The Iconics losing again,
Yeah.
which is a very,
So
it's
one
become
half of the egg rolls.
Their
Kyrie
win,
Sane.
their losses are iconic.
iconic. Yes, they lost to one half of World War II. Yes, Gary Zane.
No. Our name for them was Hiroshima.
Shimas. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the point of introducing them as a tag team for them to come out in a singles match.
Yeah, I don't get it myself either. But
Especially when Oscar
Must
was
be
at
funny.
ringside.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, come out, but don't do shit. Just stand
Just
there.
stand there.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I didn't get it. And they had Paige with them, which I'm still having a hard time if she's not getting on the mic. Like, she needs to get on the mic as much as Paul Heyman gets on the mic every time they come out.
That's a lot of mic time.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of mic time.
No, I mean, but it's like if they're coming out, she needs to get on the mic, even if it's for a little bit. Yeah. It has to balance out. But
Shout out to Brad Maddox.
that
So-
that elbow by Kyrie Sane
Lethal.
is so fucking
Lethal.
vicious, though.
It's Mandy Rotterman Savage-esque.
Yeah.
She hits it very well.
She definitely has the best elbow drop.
It is.
Yes,
It's really
definitely.
good. He
Yeah.
hits it like Macho Man.
Yeah.
Not the way he used to hit Elizabeth, but still,
Ooh.
like she hits that elbow drop very clean.
The you know what? Fuck it. I ain't
Fuck.
gonna, I don't feel
Shout
like.
out to Lex Luger.
Oh,
Oh, no.
shit.
Sorry.
Moving on. Let's just sweep that one under the rug. Lars Sullivan.
That's what he did.
Oh,
Lars
shit.
Sullivan, Sonny.
Yo, what the fuck?
He's big. He's big. I don't like looking at him, Sonny. I don't like looking at Lars Sullivan.
I don't think a lot of people like looking
It's
at
too
stuff.
much.
Especially the dudes that go into the ring, like R-Truth, try to come out like he's John Wick and shit. Like, you know what? I got this for you. I got this for you, son. Goes in and that shit didn't last at all. It was just like, wow.
It didn't. I'm going to give you two boys a piece of advice. If you ever see a half-naked man, never fight him, because he has nothing left to lose. R-Truth came down fully dressed. Lars Sullivan had on his little tiny whities. If you are fully clothed, don't you ever fight a man who's half-naked, because he already doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. So if you ever see a man running towards you half-naked, don't fight him. He's done. He's ready for a fight. Just keep going. R-Truth made a huge mistake. He showed up with his white Easter suit on, taking on Lars Sullivan, and Lars Sullivan
he
beat
did
the
look
shit out
like
of him.
he did look like he just came from like fucking Easter
Yeah,
Easter
Easter
barbecue
fu-
and
yeah.
shit. Easter barbecue and shit.
He did. So, and yeah, Lars Sullivan is scary. He's great. It's just, and then poor Chad Gable got run over.
No, but the funniest shit was that there was a bunch of people like trying to tell him, yo,
Turn
watch your
around.
mouth, turn around. So the first thing I thought of was like seeing you, if like, cause like, dude, I would love to see you like at I was not courtside, but like at one of those ringside seats, just to see how your reaction is.
It would have just been me running in the opposite direction with like a huge look, nah! like that. Like Lars Sullivan is scary. I'm already afraid of white people. He doesn't help that situation. I am. I'm afraid of all white people. Sonny, do you know the difference between black people and white people? There's only one difference between us.
The skin.
No, that's not it. A black person will kill you.
Okay.
A white person will keep you. That's my biggest fear. Here's the thing. Go to the wrong neighborhood in Compton. or Brooklyn.
Okay.
Tyrone, Craig, and Pookie will beat the fuck out of you. They will steal your Jordans, your wallet, your cell phone. They will bust you in the head with a brick. You will die in the wrong neighborhood in Brooklyn.
Can't even
Go
argue.
to the wrong neighborhood in Arkansas or Kentucky. When you wake up, you are chained to someone's fucking basement. They are keeping you, Sonny. And when you're chained to the radiator, you're already pregnant. That's it. Because no one's fighting you for 10 years. When you get out, you get your own Lifetime movie. But still, Sonny, white people keep you. Black people kill you. That's the only difference between black and white people, Sonny.
And what do Puerto Ricans do?
They're always late, so it doesn't matter. You can just run away from them. But look at Lost Sullivan.
The thoughts
Doesn't
and opinions of Teddy
It's true.
are his.
Look at Lost Sullivan and tell me he doesn't look like someone who will keep a woman for 10 years and no one will know where she is. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's a scary man.
Yeah.
Speaking of scary men, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair had a bit of a tongue lashing towards each other.
I like that. But I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Shout out to Sonya Deville.
And then after that happened, Bailey came out. Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, baby.
Becky
Bailey's
and Charlotte,
Bailey.
not Becky. Becky and Charlotte work so well off of each other.
Yeah.
I can listen to them, argue with each
course.
other. Becky just.
I mean, okay, so if we were to compare them to another like timeless couple, for lack of a better term, let's say two wrestlers that have had the best in ring and out of the ring feuds. Becky and Charlotte are up there with who?
I have got two.
Great.
One, her father, Ric Flair, and Ricky Steamboat.
Shit, you got that was one I was gonna say.
Or, if we're going to equate the ladies to the men, I would even say Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man, because they were the two biggest in their era at the same time, taking on each other when the mega powers exploded.
Okay.
So
I
now,
agree.
if we look at that, Charlotte's number one. Well, Becky's technically number one, and Charlotte's number two. So I think either Hogan and Savage or Flair and Steamboat.
And they're more 1 and 1A
Yeah,
to me.
they
but-
work so well off
yeah.
each other.
What about you, Mildred?
I say
It's Guadalupe.
Oh, sorry. Whatever.
Have
it
some
was.
respect, sir.
Hogan and Savage are definitely on my list, top two. And I think the other one would be Michaels and Hart.
Oh,
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's,
Or you can
that's,
say Hogan and Warrior.
Well, I think there's a bit more of a skill set than Warrior. Warrior was limited.
yeah. I mean, on the level of it, I get it, but yeah, no, it's
See, many people don't know that Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat were actually friends outside of the ring.
oh yeah, they were real close friends.
Vastly different lifestyles. Ricky Steamboat had a wife and children, and he didn't drink or anything.
Yeah.
Rick, the exact opposite. But they were great friends outside. But in the ring, they hated each other. But outside, it was always respect. Hogan and Macho Man, they had this sort of weird frenemy outside of the thing. He was always
Yeah.
accused of, coming on to Elizabeth and all that.
Yeah.
But in real life, Becky and Charlotte are best friends.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's why the chemistry's so good.
I kind of, if I'm gonna relate them to anybody, I think it's more Stone Cold and Rock.
Could be, yes, that works too.
And there's a lot of different parallels for both of them. The way that Becky is over is similar to the way Stone Cold is over.
Stone Cold.
The
Stone
fact
Cold,
that-
Stone Cold.
The fact that Charlotte has tried to cross over into mainstream with like the ESPN body issue, with doing some acting here and there. That's kind of like her being The Rock. So there's the parallels, on all the parallels that all the other different wrestlers that we compare them to all work, but that's the one that I think closest relates to them.
I forgot which WrestleMania it was, but it was the main event was The Rock versus Steve Austin. Whichever one was the last one that Steve Austin did.
When The Rock sold the shit out of
That was
the Stunner.
17. Talking about
He
17.
was
Was that
bouncing around the
17?
ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know he told him, "I love you"? I love when men do that. The Rock won. He pinned him 1, 2, 3, and he pushes the referee away. And in Steve Austin's book, he said, "The Rock whispered, 'I love you, man.'" And then Stone Cold said, "I love you too." And then they rolled away. And if you watch it, he does do it, but he pushed the referee because he's like, "I didn't want the referee to hear it."
So you know what? That was their third match.
Whichever the last one was.
Yeah, so it was their third match. That third match was at I want to say 20. I mean, no, not 20. 19.
Maybe. I don't know. I got them all confused. But
Yeah.
whichever one was Steve's last one,
Yeah.
that's when The Rock. And I just thought it was so. I love when men do shit like that. It's like,
Yeah, I mean their feud and all the stuff that they went through together as far as being competitors and the money they made together. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. So yeah.
good stuff. So yeah, I look forward to Becky and Charlotte having a future together. However, the promo was right. Becky needs some other women to fight, and
Yeah,
there are plenty of other
definitely.
women. Mickey James, awesome. Liv Morgan's on SmackDown, awesome. Get her in there. Liv, what's the big one from the Riot Squad? Not the tiny one, the bigger one.
Sarah Morgan is it?
That one, Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
Get her in there. We've got Tamina. There are many other women that we need to mix it up. As much as I love Charlotte and Becky, other women
Oh,
need
yeah,
a chance
definitely.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But
get
I
in
think-
there, not Becky.
But I think
Because when I want a broom, I'll go to my closet.
Wow.
But you know what? It's very interesting. You know, it turns out that the women's title really is not unified because at Money in the Bank,
Yes, Lacey's going for the Raw title.
yeah. So Becky's pulling double duty, so she's gonna take on Lacey for the Raw title, which she's probably gonna win. It's too early to put that on, and then she's taking on Charlotte later in the match. So it's basically her fighting the same chick twice.
Same, yeah, pretty
true.
much. Just one with a better outfit.
Poor Becky's like, bitch, didn't I fight you already? Like, bitch, ain't deja vu or something? God damn.
Yeah, but then the main event of SmackDown was something that I predicted last week.
Yes.
Because I said I wonder how long it's going to take for Kevin Owens to turn. And it didn't take
I
long
thought
at
you
all.
meant him turning around because he's so fat. But you meant him turning you.
You with
Sonny.
your fucking fat shaming, asshole.
That's not what I do, sir.
Yeah.
But he's fat. He's fat.
Oh, okay.
Can't
Well,
deal with him.
we had Kofi Kingston take on Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, God. Poor shit's gay. And by that, I just mean his English. It's just bad.
No,
Oh,
but
wow.
it's almost like he's coming off like a little bit of a parody of himself.
Yes.
But it was funny how he was escorted to the ring by a very well-dressed Rusev and Lana.
How many fucking managers do you need to lose? How you got 8 managers but lose? Like, I was like, okay, he was losing, and I kept looking at Lana and Rusev like, what the fuck are you two doing out
The shit
here?
that had me down was that everybody was in their Easter best.
They won, and they're Easter best. Meanwhile, their client is losing. Like, do they know what a manager does at ringside? It was just like, yo, he had mad heads in his corner, and no one helped him.
Yeah, yeah. And then it basically ended in, you know, a whole bullshit of things going on.
Fucking
Yes, clusterfuck. That's a great
Kevin
great word.
Owens turning on the New Day. This is why I don't trust white people.
Jesus.
He turned on them. I can't, Kevin. I read a little about him on Wikipedia. Do you know he's from a really big family, Kevin Owens? Actually, it's just him. That's the big family by himself. Wow. But still,
I knew it was going.
he's I can't deal with him. Him and the New Day really rubbed me the wrong way. And rarely do I ever get rubbed, Sonny.
Wow.
See what I did there?
Yeah,
see
I
how
got
I
you,
let
I got
see
you,
how I let
yeah.
the
You let
pause
him
stay
into
in
it.
there? That's called skill.
Force him
kid.
to allow it.
It's called
The
skill.
thoughts and opinions. Of
Too
Oh,
late.
damn. Yeah,
Too
it's way
late.
too late.
I never liked Kevin Owens there anyway, so I was with you. He was going to turn on them eventually, as all white people do. So I was
Damn, the
saying,
thoughts and opinions of Teddy are his, and they do not represent the thoughts or opinions
to
of your
all my
family
white
wrestling.
listeners, you know I joke.
But I will say, I was hoping they would just wait like at least another week.
Yeah.
It was,
Again, momentum. Vince McMahon
Yeah.
has no concept of momentum.
yeah. I mean, it's just damn. I mean, I know it makes sense that you want to get to a program with KO and Kofi. I think they're gonna have an amazing match, but it's just it could have went another week or two. The
At
pacing,
least.
the pacing of it.
They should have definitely gave it at least 2 more weeks because, you know, we don't see Kevin Owens as a babyface for long.
I don't
No,
see his
no,
face.
exactly.
We've seen him babyface, for like a minute or so. So it was cool to
Only
see
at
him as a... It's cool to see him as a babyface for at least longer, until he turns on Kofi, and then we have that match at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Do you know he reminds me of the Blue Meanie?
Jesus, really?
Shout out to the Blue Meanie. I miss him.
I got a picture of me in a blue mini.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know who his wife is?
I met him at Caroline's. What?
The fuck was Blue
Wow.
Meanie doing at Caroline?
It was a show for Iron Sheik.
Oh, shout
Yeah.
out to the Iron Sheik.
But wait, who's his wife?
Jasmine St. Clair. She's a porn star.
Really?
Yes, he's married to a porn star.
Well, I guess he's not blue all
Shout
over.
out to Point.
Oh, God. If his dick is blue, I'm done with this podcast. Like, I can't live in a world where we got blue dicks running around. Yeah, I can't do it. Oh, best blue meaty story, JBL just beating the hell out of him during one night stand for no reason. She just beat him up for no reason. He didn't do anything, and JBL just decided to beat the living hell out of
You're
the
like,
blue meaty.
fuck it, let me do it.
And then, in an attempt to cover their asses, Vince offered the blue meaty a job for 6 months. Said, no, don't sue us. How about a 6 month? And the blue meaty took it. This is a shady fucking business. Because if somebody beat my ass and then you offer me a job after he beat, no, fuck you. I'm suing everyone. Fucking JBL. I hate the way he bullied Mauro and Nala too.
Yeah. Very true.
So that was Raw and SmackDown. So I will pose one last question before we go. Is there anything or anyone, I want you all to do your own shakeup. And not just shakeup. You can move a wrestler to one or another. You can take off. You can lay off. You can future endeavor. You can bring a wrestler from another organization. You can change the format of a show. Give me one change that would save wrestling right now, please, gentlemen.
How about the Yep shakeup?
I'm listening.
How about we do a shakeup where the Yep I Like Wrestling podcast
Does what?
goes on to Unpopular Review,
Oh, God, no!
and the Unpopular Review guys
Do what?
come on the Yep I Like Wrestling podcast.
First of all, I like that you said come on. But
wow.
I
Shit.
don't like the idea.
Fuck.
I don't want Chris Harris with my microphone.
Wow.
I
Well,
don't like it.
it may be difficult for Chris Harris because he's in Florida, but
It's already difficult for anyone who lives in Florida because nothing good happens there.
Wow.
Yes.
you know what? We are planning a Yep shakeup for next week, and just stay posted to all our social media. That is at YPIOW on Instagram and on Twitter and on Facebook, and we're gonna give some details out to what we're gonna be doing.
Send me to Sunday Night Heat. This some bullshit. Bullshit. What channel does Unpopular Review come on?
Well, it's
UPN 9? I don't know what channel that shit comes on. And Saturdays afternoons after NASCAR. I don't know when UPR comes on Sunday. I don't know. I don't know.
oh god.
I don't know.
Just stay tuned, everybody. But just to answer your question, if I had the opportunity to do a shakeup, I would actually do a shakeup by bringing over Will Ospreay
Ooh, Will Ospreay.
from Ring of Honor
Yes.
and put him on Monday Night Raw with the likes of Ricochet to see what kind of matches they put on.
I'm listening.
Yeah. So
Actually masturbating, but I'm listening.
no, you will not be doing that. Do that shit later.
Oh, I intend to.
Please.
Guadalupe, what would you do to save wrestling right now? And
I
as
would
I
say-
told my last boyfriend, make it good.
Okay. I would put Marty Scurll replacing Bray Wyatt.
Ooh. Poor
Wow.
Bray doesn't get any love.
Damn, he didn't even get a chance to fucking show his new gimmick.
No! The Firefly Funhouse has been condemned. It's in foreclosure.
Jesus, it was abandoned
Oh, goodness.
by the border Ed.
JoJo has no place to live anymore. My God.
All right, so Teddy, what's yours?
Without a doubt, it would be shortening Monday Night Raw back to 2 hours.
Oh,
It's
you're talking about an actual shakeup.
I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
I was
about, like,
talking about talent, but you're talking about changing something on the
well,
show.
I
yeah.
said talent or formatting of
Oh,
any show.
format. True. I wasn't paying attention.
I
I'm
would
sorry.
definitely, because the SmackDown to be 2 hours, Raw to be 3, and for some reason SmackDown consistently is the better show. So it kind of shows you don't need all this time to do it if you know, and I have a hard time staying up. So I think if Raw went back to 2 hours, it would force them to make the matches better because they have a shorter amount of time.
Plus, the first hour of Raw doesn't mean anything to you, really. So, yeah, just cutting it back to 2 hours would be totally
I
fine.
think you know what? I think 2.5 hours is just right because if they cut back a lot of the recaps they do at the top of the hour, you get down to 2.5 hours, and you could add in some more wrestling or some more vignettes or more segments, because See, the problem is this. This is my problem with Raw. It's not the total runtime of Monday Night Raw, which is 3 hours, is the fact that there's a lot of filler that they add into it
A lot of crap.
that it's like, all right, yo, I saw this shit on the first hour. I saw it on the second hour. You don't really need to recap everything so intensely. It's like, listen, you know what? If people missed it, let them go. Have people utilize your social media more to find out what happened early on. Flip it around, make it work for you more, and they don't, and that's why Monday Night Raw drags, and that's why their ratings drop as the show goes on.
Because people are falling asleep. Children I know are falling asleep.
Yeah.
Like, it's just too much. I'm old enough to remember when Monday Night Raw was an hour.
Yeah.
The 2 hours was big. Oh, wow, they've gone to 2 hours. Now at 3 hours, it's too much. It's too much.
But the sad thing is, they're not gonna change anything because their stock just hit $100.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
So yeah, so
Money
there you go.
down the drain. Well,
Shit.
I have to get home and do my own version of Raw for 14 minutes. So, gentlemen, shall we go home?
No, I'm going home. You go do whatever the fuck you want to do. So that's a wrap for episode 79. My name is Sunny Sofrito, and today I was joined by
The greatest general manager in Yep, I Like Wrestling history.
and I was also joined today by what's your name, Mildred?
Nez, aka Guadalupe, aka aka the chosen intern.
And thank you for joining us. Make sure you follow us on all social media at YPIOW, and also subscribe to the podcast on all podcast platforms by searching Yep, I Like Wrestling. You can also find us on YouTube. That is youtube.com/YPIOW. And for everything else, just go to www.ypiow.com. Thank you for listening, and have a great weekend. Peace out.
Bye.
See ya.
Suck on that, Mildred.
Oh,
Ooh, wow.
God.
Okay.
Suck on that, Guadalupe. Let me hear a sound level from you.
Samoa Joe is fat. Fat!
Okay. Says Mojo's fat. Need you at 8.
Unnecessarily fat.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Inexcusably fat.
Yo, that's just so fucking wrong.
Definitely.
Alright.
Just because he's Samoan, but okay.
Fat.
Is it racist to say he's fat because he's Samoan?
Samoan. I
He's
think
fat
that's
because he's Samoan. Yeah, that's racist.
stereotypical. That's right.
Nah.
You can't do that.
But, as Tara has said in the past, is it racist if it's true?
No, I mean, there's some good-looking Samoans. He ain't one of them. But,
Those are the thoughts and opinions. Teddy. And we have not recorded yet, but it still does not reflect the thoughts or opinions of Yep, I Like Wrestling.
I get a disclaimer before this shit starts.
And that's our outtake.